Hello, it's Body Talk Thursday today, and I am here talking about hormones and what they do with your weight and to do with your body. So we're going to be talking today about the 3 major fat making hormones and the 6 fat burning hormones. We're going to be talking how we can actually turn them up or turn them off. Guess which ones we want to turn off. When people say I'm hormonal, when we start talking about hormones, a lot of people just kind of go, oh, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Those are the main hormones that we think are kind of affecting our body. But there are lots and lots and lots of hormones that affect our body, and there are particular ones that pertain to how well your body's accessing into your fat cells and things like that, getting the fuel out of your fat cells that you've stored there. So this is what I do on Body Talk Thursday. I talk about what's going on in your body, what we know about what's going on in your body, but what my speciality is, what don't we know? What's really affecting you? What's going on behind the scenes that's making your body release these particular hormones? Now, the body secretes and circulates more than 50 different hormones around your body. You can't possibly know all the names of them, what they do. You don't necessarily even want to know all the scientific facts about what's going on in your body and the names of the hormones and what they do and where they come from. But the more you know, sometimes the more you can respect your body. So that's what I'm here for you to do as well, to respect your body. So you can feel into your body, so you can kind of go, maybe if I'm feeling that, my hormones are a little bit squiffy. So that's what we're talking about. Now, hormones are produced by your endocrine cells, your glands, and particular organs. Would you believe your intestines? Yes, okay, your pancreas, maybe you know about that one already. Your heart, your kidneys, and your ovaries. Now, believe it or not, when your ovaries, if you're over 40, going through perimenopause and then menopause, believe it or not, just because you lose your ability for your ovaries and the hormones that come from your ovaries, your kidneys and other organs can take over that particular hormone production. So it's not gone, it's not forgotten, it's not null and void. You have to know that your body is absolutely amazing at keeping you alive, at keeping you feeling fantastic. It is our job to respect that, to know what's going on in our body. Thank you everybody for popping in and saying hello. This is very important information to know about your body and how we feel in our body. So a little bit knowledge is useful. Sometimes it kind of like turns off. You just turn your brain off and say, I don't want to know that. I just want to know how to lose weight. Just want to know how to feel better in my body, which is where a lot of us come from. So we're not just talking estrogen, progesterone and testosterone. It makes me sound so clever when I say those things, doesn't it? And we're not just talking about that. We're talking about the 3 making of fat hormones that affect your body. So this is what we're doing in Body Talk, because these hormones are sending messages via your bloodstream as to what to do with particular cells. They are controlling very, very many functions that you don't know about, because they're being triggered. So they're dealing with your metabolism, your fat burn, your growth, your mood, so many different things, all hormones. The first main hormone that we are going to look at today, and possibly you know about this one already, is cortisol. Now, cortisol is a fat-making hormone, and it's particularly responsible for the put down of belly fat. Now, this is why most ladies know about cortisol already. It is the main stress hormone. In other words, if you are under stress, this is the hormone that is running around your body, and instead of burning the fuel that you're eating, it's putting it into store because you're in stress mode. What does stress mode mean? Most people kind of go, well, yeah, I'm busy, I'm stressed, like, ooh. It seems to be that our whole planet these days is using stress as a pride badge, as a rosette to kind of say, yes, of course I'm stressed. It's like we use it as a badge of honour. But it has a massive effect on your body. Now, you can be physically stressed, and I'll show you that even if you are physically stressed and you think you're doing good for your body, getting your heart pumping and you're running up that hill or walking up that hill, doing some physical exercise, sometimes for you, that's not the best thing for you to be doing because you are still raising your cortisol level. You're raising your stress unless you are able to do that exercise with complete joy and relaxation. It is not something that you maybe should be doing. Have you thought about that? I saw some posts the other day of this lady, oh, I'm on day 42, I'm walking up this hill, no matter what, I will do it, I will survive, I will do it, you know. And I just went, you, of all people, I can see it in your face, should not be doing that kind of exercise. Running and things like that is often the downfall of so very many women who are maybe eating well and doing all those other things, but their exercise, the level of stress that they're putting on their body is too much, and they're still activating certain hormones, for example, cortisol. Now, that's physical stress. Have you thought about the mental stress you might be under? Confrontation in relationships, the family members you live and work around, or your colleagues, noise, films you're watching, the news you're watching, to do within lockdown. God, can't get my words out straight. What else? Even stories you're still telling yourself, events from the past. They're making you sort of like really vigilant about, oh, that might happen to me again. Oh, I wonder what's going on there. Oh, I have ladies who are so hyper vigilant about what's going on because of their past abuse or verbal abuse, even like my home upbringing, very loud, very violent. You know, if you'll know that if you're super vigilant, because you'll jump at sort of like the least little things, and even if somebody doesn't mean you any harm, you are just always on guard. Now, that is enough stress to be in your body, which will still be activating your cortisol, which means that you are laying down belly fat, even though you are eating extremely healthy and you're doing all the other things. Sometimes this is just enough for you just not to move forward. It's not normal for your body to lose weight. Did you know that? You can't tell it. You can't force it, because your body is so intelligent. It is protecting you. Your soul, your insides are kind of going, no, I won't let that happen. So we need to get behind that, and we need to have surgery sometimes on those mental stresses, on those stories, on what is going on in our bodies, what we're holding on to, our cellular memory, so that we can let go of some of that. We can just surgically remove them, kind of go, really? Was that me? I don't believe I ever had that. Let's live for now. Let's take you into the future. Let's live for now and not have all those old stories affecting us, affecting our hormones, our cortisol we're particularly talking about now, and having that effect on our bodies. The more stressed we are, physically stressed or mentally stressed, it is 100% guaranteed to be putting stress on your body, and you will be feeling it, and you will be releasing cortisol. I've just been told to do something with you. So it's often the stress test that I do. So this is going to take a little bit of 5 minutes. We'll do it very, very quickly. So imagine a time all the way down here when you're really, really, really relaxed. You are the most relaxed you can possibly be. You're really extremely safe and relaxed. Now on the opposite end of the scale, all the way up here, you are near your most stressful situation that you can ever imagine that you've had. You won't be there for long. I want to just walk you up and down this path so you can feel the difference in your body. When you know what stress is in your body, you'll go, I'm releasing cortisol. Those hormones are working against me. So just from your very relaxed, docile, sleepy place underneath your quilt, on the blanket, on the beach or on the settee, walk up just to the 9 of where your most stressful experience has ever been. So as you walk up there and you're walking towards it and you're looking at it and you can see it and you think you're going to experience it again, you can just get really, really, really close and just notice what happens inside your body. Feel it. Be acutely aware of your body is telling you, I'm getting stressed here. Possibly you're holding your breath. Possibly you're feeling contractions in your body. Definitely your heart is pulsating. Feel what that feels like for you so that you know when your body is stressed. You have a choice at that point. I don't need to be this stressed in this particular situation. And you have the choice to walk all the way back down as near as you can to your most relaxed state, the most relaxed state that you can be in, here and now, in your safe place, in your home, in your body. This is just such a wonderful technique. When I realised I was just majorly stressed, running around all over the place, I was on my way to yoga and I popped into the post office first and I was like, I don't need to be that stressed. I don't need to be carrying that around with me the whole time. What is that? Where's it coming from? And it was just that I was vigilant. I was just on the ball the whole time. Feeling I had to support the family, feeling I had to be in charge, feeling I had to be responsible, so much more. But that is just to show you that we just habitually carry that around, and that becomes our normal soup that we swim in every single day, releasing those hormones. When I'm in this state, I can't really pronounce very well, I can't really speak very well. And because I'm being sent information to send to you, you're in that soup, you're in that hormonal stress soup. You don't really want that. And that's affecting your, it's coming from your cellular memory, it's coming from events in the past, it's coming because you're physically running around because you run everywhere. That used to be my thing at lunchtimes in my high heels and pencil skirt, running to the bank or running to do the groceries. Not good. So that cortisol is one of the ones that we really need to be turning down and turning off, because that's not working for you at all. The second hormone that is a fat-making hormone is insulin. Now, ladies, we have talked about insulin before, and I will always talk about insulin because it is there and it exists. Insulin is triggered by sugar in the bloodstream. When you've got too much sugar in the bloodstream, insulin will be triggered. Now, that doesn't just mean because you've eaten a cookie or eaten a biscuit or had a glass of Coke or glass of wine or any of those other things that kind of you think, oh, that's a sugar. You can even think of sugar as pasta or pizza or rice or those kind of things, or potatoes. Yes, they are sugar. Yes, they are. Sometimes you're eating really healthily. You've got your eating pattern all sorted out and you're eating healthily and you're not eating the sugars and those kind of things. But every single time you eat, every single time you put something in your mouth, insulin is spiked. Your blood sugar is spiked, and therefore insulin has to come in to lower the blood sugar. So the fewer times you eat, the less frequently you eat, the less insulin is flowing around your body. If you've got insulin in your body, you cannot access any of the 6 hormones that are the fat-burning hormones. Insulin tops the lot. You cannot lose weight if insulin is flying around your body at any time during the day. And if, ladies, we're snacking, we're eating constantly or drinking coffee with milk all day long or something like that, your body will be looking to digest it, putting sugar, and will have sugar floating around the bloodstream. Something else that you maybe didn't realise, insulin is also triggered by stress, and when you are stressed, your body goes into fight and flight mode, and your body pulls out all the sugar that's been stored temporarily in your liver so that you have more sugar flowing around your system, because it needs it to go to all your extremities, to your muscles, not from your digestion, not to go into your digestion, your core, but it goes to all the extremities so that you're ready to fight or ready to fight. I wouldn't be a very good fighter, would I? I haven't got that. I remember doing a boxing thing with ladies once, and I was like, oh, I look really pathetic boxing. But I have boxed my kids from time to time on their shoulder, because that's what they deserve. So it takes 72 hours to get all the sugar burnt that you've been consuming out of your system, and then your body can start munching on the fat that you've stored. You turn over your fuel source. This is something that I think is absolutely amazing and works 100%. So this is like when you are on 0 insulin. That's one of the other hormones that needs to go down, all the way down. You do not want that running around like crazy in your bloodstream. Not for the fact that also you'll be pre-diabetic and go on to diabetes and have so many other problems, but that can just be caused from the stress as well as from the eating of too much sugar and the kind of foods that trigger all of that. And if you're sensitive to that, speak to me, because I do not want you suffering in that way. It is not necessary. I have turned around diabetes with so many women. It is incredible. And they kind of like, oh my God, I love my food so much. It's not a problem for me. So we've done the two very extreme fat-making hormones, which is cortisol and insulin. Now, a lesser known fat-making hormone is estrogen. Now, estrogen, you'll know you've got high estrogen because your periods are all over the place, really heavy bleeding, fibroids. But did you know that estrogen is coming, a lot of it, from your food? It is coming from a lot of pre-packaged food. So if you're not making things from scratch, it's coming from foods that are wrapped in plastic and plastic bottles of drink and things like that. So be very, very careful about those kind of things. So that is just a choice to sort of change things up. Eat real food, eat real fibre, so that you're having the whole fruit, you're having the non-digestible fibre and the gloopy fibre that just cleans you out. I'm just being told to remind you that fruit is also an insulin trigger. Who are worried about their weight, it has to be fruit as well. And if you're struggling with that, you don't know how to do that. Hello again, ladies who are watching. If you don't know how to do that, let me help you do that. Now, fat burning hormones. Now these are again just a long list of names of hormones that actually access into your fat cells. So we have T3, which is a fat burning hormone. You could go, wow, Fiona, great, how do I get that? There are certain foods that help you get that, and there's certain activities that you do, for example, eating patterns and the way you eat, your nutrition, but not just that for these 6 hormones. It is actually really activating you in a different way so that you are more relaxed than stressed, which activates these other hormones. We've got glucagon, which is coming a lot from protein and intense exercise. Now, I would not recommend for an awful lot of my ladies, 80% of my ladies, 85% of my ladies, to do extreme exercise. But there are other ways that we can trigger that. You've got eating patterns. A lot of people talk about intermittent fasting and things like that. It doesn't suit everybody right at the beginning to go right into that kind of way of eating, but there is a gentle progression that works wonders on the body. It has an amazing effect on the body. Testosterone. Now this is built up in your body via strength activities and things like that. Even your own body strength, like yoga, can work very, very well. And this will help burn the fat cells. Growth hormone. Now, not a lot of people know about growth hormone. Again, this comes from extreme exercise, but not the time of exercise, but more the downtime, the recovery time from exercise. But if you're one of the ladies who doesn't need or should never exercise in this initial phase of what we're going through, we can get this from sleep and we can get this from protein. We can get this in different ways. And leptin is another one, which every time you eat, you know, your leptin level goes up. The way to really trigger your leptin is getting to an eating pattern that works extremely well for you, and that releases leptin in the body. The hormones that I absolutely love to talk about, which have huge physical consequences on your body that not very many people know about, the ones that are activated, you know, again by the same organs and glands and endocrine system, these have huge physical consequences on you and your metabolism and everything else. These are the happy hormones. So we're talking about serotonin. Did you know that like more than 80% of serotonin comes from the intestines? Amazing. So if your intestines are all squashed up and sludged up and all the rest are horrible, it's quite difficult for serotonin to be produced in your intestines. How much happier are you when you've done a detox? Have you ever done a detox? Have you ever considered activating serotonin? I tell you what, you're so happy. It's like a real happy pill. So there's serotonin and there's dopamine. Dopamine, oh my God, that makes you feel so happy. Nitric oxide, you know, just 5 minutes of having incredible fun, really enjoying dancing around to some music, having fun, pleasure, having fun, moving around, doing something that really exhilarates you or you find just so delicious, activates nitric oxide. huge physical consequences. Even if you're just using your imagination, you don't have to even be that active about it. It's just like, oh gosh, I remember this and I remember that and this story, and oh wow, it feels so good. Activates nitric oxide. How awesome is that? Prolactin, a great hormone. It's one of those ones that's just like, is activated when you get great hugs and great cuddles. And if you're missing that because you're in lockdown, you can still get that. If you have an animal, fantastic. If you allow yourself to feel it, you've got to be able to feel some of these things, to allow the serotonin through, to allow the dopamine, the nitric oxide. You've got to feel them in your body. You can't pay them lip service. It is something that is just intrinsic in your body, and it's just at a very visceral level. You need to sense it, experience it, be in that moment and really enjoy it. And beta endorphins. These 5 happy hormones. When you get happy, you get healthy. When you get healthy, you get happy, and you activate these. It is not just about what you eat, like eating less and moving more. I mean, if I could break that myth for you, I would just love to burst that bubble for you right here and now. It is not about eating less and moving more. For a lot of women, eating a lot less is showing their body that they are starving themselves, and guess what their body does? Goes into panic, goes into freeze, goes into fright, goes into stress, and then lays down another layer for you. And if you go into starvation mode and then go into like, I'm going to walk up the hill, I'm going to keep going, and putting this more stress on your body because you're being more active, you're killing all your chances because you're stressing your body out. And most of the women that I speak to, 80, 85, 90% of the women that I speak to, when I go through where their hormones are at, when I do the body code for them, they should not be starving themselves and they should not be exercising. I know that you want to trust your body. I know that you want to get back into a body that you trust, that doesn't feel like it's misbehaving. Do you know what? Your body wants to trust you. Your body wants to know you are going to eat, and you are going to eat until you feel really great. You're not going to cut yourself off, and you're not just going to drink that juice because it's good for you. Do you know that there's nothing that responds faster than your body to how you think and how you feel? Now, a lot of people don't understand that. They just think, well, that's fine. I'll just eat this and drink that powder and do this, and nothing will, nothing will matter. I'll be slim and I'll be gorgeous and all the rest of it. Fine. But it's having a reverse effect as far as your hormones are going, because your hormones are picking up the congruence that you're not happy, you're stressed, you're forcing food down your throat, you're starving yourself, you're over-exercising, you've stressed your body out big time. Not to mention the fact that your body's going, do you know what, you haven't looked at what's making you eat so much in the first place. You haven't looked at what's making you need to snack every time you speak to your mother. You haven't looked at those things. Your body's asking you to be aware of what's going on in and around your body, so that it's a non-issue. It doesn't bother you anymore. That's the work that I do. As a body whisperer, that's what I do. So you could be looking to drop 2 dress sizes to 10 dress sizes. It doesn't matter. Please make a decision what it is that you're going to do. Work to the plan and stick to the plan. Don't keep chopping and changing and doing all the things that are different. And oh, well, she said that was good. Oh, he said that was good. Oh, look, she's lost some weight. I'll do what she's doing. Get in touch with your own body. Find out what's making you hormonal. Find out what's making you trigger. Find out what's making, things change in your body. Your body is calling you through the symptoms and the conditions that you have. For example, weight is one of the first conditions that comes on for the majority of women. It's your body saying to you, I matter, don't hide me away, don't put me under a big coat, don't chuck me under the stairs, I matter. I'm not feeling happy, I'm not feeling healthy. And she's not. You're not happy or healthy on the inside. You're like, God, what am I doing? How do I do that? I'm really unhappy. Oh, I'll drink something. Oh, I'll eat something. I hope this is helpful. I hope this helps you understand how your body works. It is not just how you think it works about reducing your food and taking more exercise. For so many women, that is just the wrong thing to be doing. I strongly recommend that you find a way to charge up serotonin, dopamine, nitric oxide, prolactin, beta endorphins, the leptin, the growth hormone, testosterone, your eating patterns, glucogen and T, if you want to talk hormones. And I strongly, strongly recommend that you find a very safe and peaceful place so that cortisol is no longer reactive, no longer triggered in your body. And find a way that insulin is no longer triggered in your body. You feel so satisfied, fulfilled, your soul is fed, that you don't need to snack all day long, eat those sugary foods, because they're the only damn thing that give you comfort. I love you to the moon and back, and I want you to experience a body that rocks your world so that your confidence is elevated. You can walk into any room, you can stand by any buffet and just kind of go, I wouldn't do that to myself. I feel good. I don't need to be here for the food. I don't need to fill up on these snacks. That was my thing. I felt so insecure in myself for years that whenever I went somewhere, I'd end up in the kitchen by the bowl of chips that just kept having to be filled up. Find yourself along the journey when you get back into the shape that you like. It's not about losing the dress sizes or the weight. It's discovering who you are along the way. What makes you tick? What makes you get up in the morning? You don't want to be carrying around all those memories of events in the past, or upset every time you see your ex or your mother-in-law, or even your mother, or when your son does something for you or does something, or all those times you're triggered. We're in a process right now on the planet when the vibration is changing. Let me put it that way. And your body has to adapt to that vibration for it to be able to survive. You need to be able to make space in your body for the new vibration to come in. I've never talked like this before. That means you need to let go, release, have those surgically removed, exercised, whatever you want to call it, those old memories, those old ways of doing things, those panic stations, those fearful, those frights, don't like rejection, the 3 biggest fears. Those just need to come out of your body and be gone forever. Because the more you keep those in your body and try and hold on to those in your body, those things, those blocks that are inside you, the more the new way cannot come in, and you will just struggle and struggle and struggle, and things won't work and things won't work. The new light is already here. The new expansive vibration is already here. I'm inviting you to take that on board in your body. And talking about hormones is a great way to understand where you are mentally stressed and where you are physically stressed, and how that plays out in your body. What you're holding on to that just doesn't do you any service whatsoever right now. You need to get rid of that. Chuck that away. Not be affected by that anymore, and become the person who is not affected by those things. Right, I'm going to go now. I can hear that somebody's arrived and we are having a lunch and a meet-up with our kids over the holidays. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I am doing a masterclass this evening about accessing and maintaining your ideal weight. So this is something else that I talk about as well. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you again next week on Talk Thursday.